Yeah, crime, Miami dates.
So we're back in the office with a special guest that we met like a month ago in your campaign launch.
Yes.
We're here with
Christian Ceballos.
Christian Ceballos. Okay. And you're running
For mayor of City of Miami.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Are you
I
sure?
am.
We have this recording. Are you sure? Porque
Yes, I am.
Hay una locura ahí right now.
Tremenda locura, pero yes, I am. I want to do it, and I know it's a challenge, but we'll do it.
Okay. Because they just DM'd me that they're going to do an appeal. With on Monday they won. Emilio put the lawsuit and they won it, and
Yes.
now they just sent me a DM. The city actually DM'd me. That was very wow. I feel important
Nice.
that they're gonna appeal it.
Yes, I know they're going to appeal it. I don't think they're going to be successful, and even if they are, I know that Governor Ron DeSantis is ready to take action,
And the state of attorney too.
and state attorney too. But I don't think they're going to be successful in the appeal. I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, we're praying. We're praying.
Yeah. We're praying because you know what, it is fair. I mean, it is to follow the law. They were elected for 4 years, not for 5. So this is not something that we should be discussing. You know, as the city, as
Right.
people in the city. But it's something that is going on. The crazy of Miami.
Yeah. And the thing is, I keep on saying that more people should get involved. The residents. This is what happens when you don't vote. Then this what happens.
Totally, because you know what? I've been talking to people on the streets. Precisely a couple of days ago, I was, going through the neighborhoods and stuff. A lot of people, maybe 70% of the people, didn't even know they were moving or trying to move the elections. They were completely clueless of what's going on. That's why, they didn't inform. If they want to do a change, they can put it on the ballot and people
Correct.
could change.
Correct.
And you know what? Myself, if by any chance, people vote, let's say this November, and they want, the next elections to be on an even year, and we need to do elections in 2028. I don't mind, because you know what? Even if I need to stay, 1 year less than the people elected me for, or if we want to put them for the 30, but people need to elect.
Correct.
We cannot do a decision between 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, and this happened in the city of Miami. It's opening doors for a lot of cities now. Now, Coral Gables is shorting their terms. Now, Hialeah's thinking about it. Imagine what they do it here in Miami-Dade. Another year we live in Cava? No, that's no better.
Because you know what? Yes, you know what? It leaves a history of, you know what? If we were able to move the elections, you can't do it too.
Correct.
And then, this is going to be a mess. We need to respect people elected you for 4 years, stay 4 years and leave, and, give the opportunity to someone else.
Correct. So before I ask you all the questions that I have, I wanted to get a little bit of background of yourself. I saw you were a commissioner.
I was a council member.
Oh, for the Miami-Dade.
For Miami-Dade County, yes.
For how long were you?
For 7 years, six years actually.
Oh.
Yes, because I was elected on the first term for 2. There was a special election, and then I was re-elected for another 4 years. So 6 years in total.
6 years. And why didn't you continue in Miami-Dade?
Actually, because I wanted to be the mayor of Miami, and that's why, I couldn't be re-elected either, as a councilman.
No, but you could have run for commissioner.
Yes, but you know what? I'm more interested in becoming a mayor of City of Miami. There's a lot of things to be done. I've talked to more than 2,000 small business owners. They have told me the stories, of problems with opening businesses. I have talked to sports people, to people that are, inclined to arts and all that. They're completely abandoned. There's a lot more to do. We need to do a lot more for City of Miami.
We do. There's a huge increase of homeless too.
Totally, and you see it on the streets. And
Yes.
you know what? They have abandoned, important things like if you go to the Carnaval of Calle Ocho, that carnival used to have 2 million people many years ago.
I used to when I was little. I
Yeah.
haven't gone since I was 20.
Well, now you're gonna see it as a ghost festival, because you know what? It used to have 2 million visitors coming every year. Now it's maybe going around for 500,000 people, 600. So it's almost 25% of the visitors
Wow.
from before. We're losing tourism. We're losing visitors. We're losing, people that are gonna be spending money in restaurants, in hotels, many good things. So we're losing that.
We are.
There's a lot of things that are abandoned completely.
Like, what is your main goal when you say abandoned? Like, what do you want to fix?
You know what? One of the things that I want to fix first is to work with the small entrepreneurs. If you want to open a restaurant in Miami, it's going to take you more than a year.
Or a year.
Yeah.
I say a little bit more.
Yeah, more than a year. It could be up to 2 years. In those 2 years, you need to have the financial mattress to support. To not lose your money, your investment. Sometimes you lose it. You decide on not even opening. That creates unemployment. That's not creating prosperity. And then we're complaining that we see homeless people. But we need to create something, a regulation that you can open a business within 90 days. The city is going to work with you. The building authorities is going to work with you, and you're going to open your business within 90 days. That's the first thing that we need to do. That's going to bring more investment, more business, more employment. We need to work with affordable housing. We need to work with the county and see the lots that we have and try to work with developers. I'm not against developers. We need to work with developers in order to build affordable housing. We need to fix that. But once we fix the unemployment and even for people that are employed, we fix their rates because we're bringing more investment. We can also target, the affordable housing problem, because if you're getting more money every month, maybe you're going to be able to afford, a better house. So those are the things. I would put an office in Miami that is going to work with European, South American, Central American investors. They want to come to Miami. Sometimes they don't know how to. And sometimes they get, to work with people that are not really good. And that investment doesn't come to Miami, goes somewhere else, to other cities. We need to put an office that works with international investors to bring more employment, companies, entrepreneurs.
But the problem is that with the mayor we have right now, they're wasting so much money on the wrong things. Like right now, there's a rumor that one of the reasons why he wants to stay a year younger is because they want to City of Miami wants to move to the Freedom Park, and they want to make the City of Miami that place, the town where they do the meetings, to make it as a restaurant. But why are they going to spend so much money doing that? Sometimes
you see not only City of Miami, but sadly sometimes Miami-Dade County, you see wasting money where they're not supposed to. And you see it in other cities. Some other cities that don't have money, I saw them, building a new complex, office complex 2 years ago, spending millions of dollars. City of Miami doesn't need to do that. It's a historic place, by the way. It's a historic place. It used to be the Pan Am airport right there, and, headquarters. It's a very historic place that needs to stay there. We don't need to spend money, in moving the headquarters and building something else, and we don't need to. And
to me, it's weird that you're gonna talk to the mayor. You're gonna be in the Freedom Park to talk to him.
It's because what? Sometimes when people are,
you see Messi in the background playing soccer.
Totally. Sometimes when people are elected officials, they don't care about the money as. Because it's not theirs, so it doesn't hurt.
Correct.
When you are, and most of them, that's one of the problems. Most of them haven't had any entrepreneurship in their life. They have not done any business. They have been public officers for 20 years, 40 years, 30 years, and they don't know how to manage any business. So that's why, let's move the headquarters, because it's not going to cost me.
Right.
It's going to cost, the taxpayers. But I don't care. Let's do it. So that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to do
What
that.
do you think about those arch in the expressway? Me tienen mal.
See, I think it's a little too much.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. $100 million and plus, because
$100 million? No, $804 million. Casi un billón wasted in those.
And you know what? The original budget was $100 million.
Correct.
Same thing as the Marlins Stadium. Remember
Correct.
years ago? That budget tripled. And that's not supposed to happen. I have a construction company. I'm a developer myself. And you know what? When you start a project, you leave about 10% that is called, it's kind of like a cushion just in case. That 10% is, when you're going to have a price increase and stuff like that. So at the end, if you're building a house for $1 million, it might cost maybe 1.1. But it doesn't cost $3 million.
Right.
That's what they did with the Marlins Stadium. That's what they did with the arches too. So
who's actually paying for that?
Actually, taxpayers.
Thank you.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Because we post about it today in the morning, and someone's like, "We didn't pay for that." I'm like, "I don't know where you're reading. Then I don't know where you're getting your information." But that came out of our pocket.
Totally.
And then we were out of money, and they had to ask Levine Cava, and she had to finish him.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it is paid under taxpayers' money. Yeah.
And the Marlins Park. That Marlins Park. I love the park, but I think it's a ripoff.
You know what? I support sports and
I do too.
entrepreneurs
I do
and,
too.
and people that bring employment and all that. But whatever we do, that is linked to land that belongs to the city, belongs to the county, we need to do a really good audit. And not for this stadium, but for anything that goes,
Right.
And it's going to be built, on county's land, on the city's land. We need to do a good audit because, when you see the numbers, they don't make sense at all. Nothing at all.
So we've opened Miami-Dade today already for almost 2 years. It's gonna be 2 years, and a lot of people that from the city of Miami complain about the DDA. As a mayor, what can you do to help those people that have been fighting to low down the taxes for the DDA?
You know what? We need to do it because actually the DDA was created in order to keep things in order, but
Right.
it hasn't happened. It's the other way around. So we need to actually audit the same thing. We need to audit the DDA. We need to control expenses because that's one of the things.
We have a huge problem with that. We love to spend a lot of money.
A huge problem because you know what? I've seen it in these years as a council member for Miami-Dade. I see the expenditures. It's crazy. When you go and see the budget, you say, that's something that I wouldn't do for my own company. That's something that I wouldn't do. Because you know what? When you go, when you manage your own company and you're having a deficit, you're not making parties, right? You're not making parties for the employees. You actually get together with the employees and say, you know what? We're having a bad time. We're going to organize our expenses. We're going to take care of our expenses. We're going to cut here and there. We want to keep your employment. So let's try to keep it that way. The way, some elected officials do it is that they make parties with the money. They start spending and spending and spending. And then, you know what? Whenever I'm needing more money, you know what? I'm going to try to put some taxes. You know what? Dade County. I'm going to tell you something about Dade County. Right now, the restaurants in Dade County, they're receiving letters. They started receiving letters back in January. Some of the restaurants, they're saying, they have called me a lot. They tell me that they're receiving invoices for $100,000. Why? Because they didn't charge the 1% tax that they're supposed to. The county failed in informing the people, informing the restaurants, doing a massive information program that everyone is informed. So they pay the 1%. Some of the restaurants didn't charge it to customers, so they're not supposed to pay it.
Wow.
They're receiving invoices for $100,000. Some of them could go bankrupt. And that's, you know why? Because since we didn't manage the money well, now we need to charge someone.
Oh, wow.
So that happens not only in the county, but in the cities as well.
And now they want to increase taxes and gas.
Exactly. That's why.
So as a mayor, how can you stop all this from happening?
Well, actually, you know what? It's going to be a big problem with the county, but being the most important city in the county and the biggest city in the county, you know what? That's something that we need to do. As a mayor, I would get together with the mayor of the county and say, you know what? Let's work together.
Right.
Not only with the county, but with the rest of the cities. Let's get together. Let's try to brainstorm because we need to keep our taxes low. We need to improve the quality of life for our residents. So let's get together. How can we help? Because we need to help. Actually, I cannot be as a city saying, you know what, that's a problem with the county, so it doesn't have anything to do with me.
Right, and I've noticed that Suarez and Levine work separately. I know she's a Democrat, I know she's a Republican, but we need to put these parties aside and work together. Why are that not happening?
When you're an elected official, you need to work with all the parties.
Correct.
Both parties and whoever's independent. And whoever is, maybe you didn't like that person before because you were running a campaign and that person didn't support you. Now we need together. Some of the things that happen is that whenever you become elected, the people that didn't support you before, now you take revenge. You've seen it on 8th Street and in the restaurant. Now I'm going to take revenge against these people because they didn't support me. Now I'm not going to support. No, you know what? The fights that we have at the commission, they cannot be happening anymore.
No,
we need to get together.
Horrible.
Exactly.
It's horrible.
And say, you know what, people, they elected us. Let's work together. Let's not fight anymore.
But why, when that happened, when they're all fighting, how come the mayor doesn't get up and say, no, we need to put in order? They're showing such a bad example.
Totally.
That's why everybody's fighting with each other now.
You are the leader of the city.
And
you need to get together with your commissioners and say, you know what, guys, stop fighting. Let's solve this. We have problems on the street. We have problems with the houses. We have problems with the residents, with the business. Let's get together. How about if you work for your district, you work for your own district too, and let's get together because we're a city. You cannot, as a mayor, say, you know what, that fight is not with me. Let me walk away. Let me hide.
Yeah, he's done it. I've seen it.
Yeah,
and that's how me. I saw him get up and leave. I'm like, Hello?
It's sad, and you know what? I don't want to take part of it. I don't want to be in the picture, so let me walk away. And then later, sometimes you've seen him commenting and doing interviews like nothing happened early in the morning.
Correct.
You
That's
need
what
to work
pisses
with your
me off.
commissioners.
Yes.
And you know what? It's whenever you don't know how to work as a team because maybe you've never done it in your life.
Right.
That's what happens. You know what? I don't want the team. It's myself, and I'm just walking away and hiding. No, you need to create a team and work with a team. It's the same way as in a company. I manage my own company. That's sometimes I see people, employees in my company that they're not getting along.
Right.
I'm the one that is supposed to say, you know what? Let's get together. What's happening? Let's because it's an improvement for all of us.
So there's a rumor that Madrid headquarters is coming down here. Is that true? Are you willing to work with them, or do you want them to come?
You know what? I've heard the rumor too, and I remember I got together with Fundación Real Madrid a couple of years ago, and they told me they came to my office because we had a connection with a friend of mine. I would support anything that brings entrepreneurship, sports, and all that. Yes. One of the things that I do not support is whenever someone or a big company comes, and we try to put everything easy for them.
That's what's happening.
That's what's happening. That's something that is not supposed to happen. We can say, you know what? Let's see the mutual benefit. If you're going to create a lot of employment, and you're going to train my kids, and you're going to be creating community and sports around the children of the community, and this is going to create a benefit because this and that, and let's do the math. You know what? I can give you some benefits in exchange of that because at the end, it's a win-win. But if I'm going to give you all the benefits, and you're going to make money, you're going to be successful, and you're going to be charging a lot of money to train the kids of the community, and you're going to be doing a lot of profits, and that's not benefiting me or my community,
right.
You know what? No, let's stop. Let's get together. Let's work together. But I cannot give you many gifts and take it.
That's what I'm noticing from the outsider. I'm not a politician, but from someone who's looking, that's what I'm seeing. That we're giving all these people easy access, and then the residents are the ones who are struggling, like the restaurants, the homeless increasement. I can't go to Brico, eat un churrasco, and then have a homeless on the floor.
Totally, exactly. And you know what? Whenever you're opening a restaurant, if I'm giving you all the benefits because you're a big corporation that comes from Europe, and then someone is opening a small restaurant, in theory, I'm supposed to give you all the benefits too. And say, you know what, you're opening the small restaurant, so you know what, how can I pay for do you want me to pay for your rent? I can give you a store right there in the city hall so you can open your restaurant. I need to give you the same benefits. So you know what, it's not something that we can give all the benefits to big corporations while we have homeless, while we have businesses that are not opening, and we create trouble for them for a year, for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then someone comes from outside and we give them all the facilities, everything to open their business within a day. That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah. So talking about the lawsuit, how come no one of the candidates went to help Emilio? Why did they leave him alone doing the lawsuit?
You know what? I was supporting the lawsuit. Suddenly,
I asked you, and you told me yes.
Yes, totally, and it's good that he did it. I don't have anything against any candidate by any chance. Yeah, by the way, it's they're doing their job, and I support any good candidate. I don't have anything against them. But he filed the lawsuit. He's the one that went and one day and did it. But I didn't stay behind saying, I don't think it's a good idea. It was a good idea.
Yeah,
and good that he did it.
Yeah.
And good that it was a successful move. Yes.
Yeah, because now there's some candidates getting credit, and I'm like, you weren't part of it.
No, totally. And you know what? Sometimes when I saw them, when they asked them, they didn't even comment. I said yes, it's a good move, and I support it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he did. Yes, I remember you asked.
But I think it's kind of messed up that there's other candidates that now they're doing videos, content saying that I supported it, but I'm like, how did you support? Did you go in the lawsuit with him? Did you give him any money to help? Because that was very expensive. Yeah. So I'm still waiting for him to answer that
No, totally. And you know what? Something that it needs to happen when you're fighting for the same target, for the same objective, or of improving this city. I would say that if the city, as they have said, that they're going to appeal this action, as candidates, all the candidates need to get together, and this is an open invitation for all the candidates to get together. I'm supportive of doing a meeting and say, you know what, let's fight it together. If they're going to appeal it, I don't think they're going to be successful, but if they are, we need to get together and we need to create a force.
Correct.
And because you know what, sometimes they, if the city is appealing these, it becomes more suspicious. Why they want to stay one more year? And they're so
right. It's in your face. If you don't know what's going on, you're living under a rock.
Exactly.
So the day that I went to town meeting, it was the day of the ICE, that they were to see if they're gonna agree with ICE. I noticed there was some people wearing shirts saying socialism is not a crime. As me that have background of Cuban, to me that was very offensive. What do you take for those people that are going to the town meetings with shirts like that and scarves from Palestino?
You know what? I have a high respect for my Cuban friends. When I came first to Miami and went to Miami High, full of Cuban friends, I started to learn the history of Cuba. And you know what? Cubans, and not only Cubans, but many people that have come fleeing from socialism, socialism that is kind of hidden because actually it's communism. We need to understand and we need to respect our community in that sense. And people that are saying socialism is not a crime, they don't know it. They have not lived. They have not fled a country, that has the socialism. And Miami is the heart of people that have fled from those countries.
Correct.
We need to respect, and they don't know it. We need to know it.
Right. I felt it was very offensive when I saw shirts like that. And then I'm like, okay, they went with those shirts inside, it was fine. But if you go with a candidate shirt, they make you flip the shirt. So that's why I was like, wow, that's so, like, not, it's kind of messed up they're doing that, because it's happened to me. I've gone to an event, then I have wear a shirt from a candidate. I didn't even notice I was wearing a shirt, and they made me flip the shirt. I couldn't go to the event. So those people that went to the town meeting, no one told them anything.
Totally, that's bad and that's wrong. They allow these people to go with offensive shirts that are offending the majority of the people that live in this city and in this county and actually South Florida. So they're not supposed to be allowed, and sometimes they go and make big scandals, start saying bad things and stuff. So they're not supposed to do it.
So if you become the mayor, were you willing to work with ICE?
You know what? This is the thing. I think that ICE is doing a good work, and they're supposed to do their job, and they're supposed to to do their job as they have a list of criminals and they're deporting criminals. That's good. We need to get rid of the criminals, but I don't think the cities are supposed to be putting their police officers to work directly with ICE. I don't think so, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you know what? Whenever you have someone in your community, which we have a lot of people that are under a TPS, under a political asylum, they're working with their papers. They might get deported tomorrow, yes. And you know what? If ICE needs to do it, let them do it. They're doing a good job. But when you're putting your own police to take care of this situation, this is the problem. Tomorrow, let's say that you're a woman that is married to someone, and this someone is abusing you, and your papers are under, maybe a kind of an irregular status. You're not going to call police. So you're not going to trust your police because you're going to get deported. And maybe this person is going to beat you up. Maybe you're at your house and you're seeing through the window that a crime is being committed next door. You're not going to say anything. I'm going to call police, then they're going to come, they're going to ask me about my papers, for sure.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm just going to keep it quiet. But I also understand that cities are against the wall, because you know what? The government has told them, you know what? Just City of Miami receives $20 million a year from federal government, to support their activities and all that. If they don't take part of it, those $20 million are going to go away.
Right.
And maybe you're going to see police not going to the streets because they don't have a budget. My suggestion is that City of Miami, along with the county, along with the other 33 cities of the county, get together and form a coalition that talks to the government and say, you know what, we respect what you're doing. ICE is doing a good job, and you know what, we want criminals out of a country. But don't put us to be doing that job, because our police is gonna be failing and crimes are gonna be committed.
Right.
I think that coalition needs to be made. Nothing has happened. Everyone has accepted and kept quiet.
Right. There's also a lot of organization in the city of Miami that their funds are frozen right now. As a mayor, are you willing to work with these organizations? Like an example, there is an organization called Circle of Brotherhood. No one has gone up to them. No political has asked them if they need help with anything. Every day they do events. Every day they go live from 10 in the morning to like 5 o'clock. getting donations, and it upsets me because it's such a good organization,
Totally.
and nobody knows too much about them. So I don't know if you know about the Circle of
I know. I have some pictures with them about 4 or 5 years ago. First time I went to one of the stages that they do, on the street. And I remember at that time seeing the mayor there. The mayor was there maybe 5 years ago. I saw him. But besides, this is something this is a phrase that I created myself. So sometimes you want to be in the picture, but you're not the picture. If you are in the pictures because you did something for them, you're supporting the action, you're supporting the cause. Sometimes you get into the picture and you're just there for the picture, but you're not the picture.
Yeah.
So you know what, Circle Brotherhood, they're really nice, and
They are. I love. I love them so much.
I love them too. They're really good. And besides taking pictures with them, some politicians haven't done anything.
Nothing.
That they want to take credit. So we need to support not only that organization, but there's many other organizations. I'm going to tell you, I have met, as I said the other day, I have visited about 2,000 entrepreneurs and businesses during these last 6 years. Some of them are organizations, foundations. We need to work with foundations that protect families with children with special needs. There's a lot. We're not doing anything.
Correct.
We need to work with them. We need to work with organizations that are supporting sports. I know of an organization that is supporting sports for autistic children. We need to work with all these organizations that are doing really good for the community.
Yeah.
They don't have any funding.
They don't.
And we just see them through the window. Oh, good job! You're doing a really nice job, but we're not going to help you.
Give an award just for the pictures and
maybe
disappear.
an award, a medal, disappear, and that's it. No,
I don't know if you know Survivor Pathway.
Yes,
that's
totally.
a huge organization that I loved also, and they're struggling. They're by themselves.
The principal, he's a really close friend of mine. Just in December, we did an activity. We brought gifts and toys for the children. We were walking house by house.
Little Santa Claus.
Yeah, he was dressed as Santa Claus. So we did a lot. I brought a friend of mine that he dresses as Batman. So we went to the houses along with Survivor's Pathway. And Survivor's Pathway hasn't had anything from them. They get their funding from other institutions and other sources, but nothing from them, and they're doing a really nice job.
No, a really good job. That's not even a word. That's an excellent job. They actually had a month of traffic. It was a month of awareness of trafficking, and they did a movie. They didn't even invite them. The commissioner is my commissioner, and I'm like, where's Survivor Pathway? He's like, oh, I sent him an invitation. I called the director of Survivor Pathway. He's like, no, I never received anything. That's to me is crazy. That organization to me is very special because they help trafficking. They have a clinic for sexual disease for free. And no one talks about that. One talks about that.
And they're all over the county. I was invited to the grand opening of the one in Hialeah that they did a few months ago. They're all over the county. They're doing a really nice job. But you know what? One of the things that I kindly suggest to all politicians, go to the streets and know your people.
Yes.
When you don't go to the streets, trust me, you don't know anything. You don't know about the struggle of the business, the nice organizations that are working with the community. You don't know about who's suffering. You don't know anything because you're going to fancy places, to fancy meetings, doing interviews right there from the city hall, and that's it. You don't go to the street. Sometimes, the sun is too hot, so I'm not going to go out.
My Botox might melt.
Exactly, totally, yes. You know what? I'm going out, but I keep on saying that I know everyone. You don't go to the streets, you don't know what's happening and who needs help and who's doing good.
Do you do events to meet your residents?
Yes, totally. I mean,
you do cafecito time?
I'm going to start doing the cafecito time, but you know what? We've done a lot of activities in parks and stuff like that. This Saturday, I'm going to go with my group and we're going to start visiting house by house. We're going to start knocking on doors again. When I did my first campaign, I was able to knock on 7,000 doors, talking to a lot of people. That's why, you know what, on first election, it was a surprise for me. I was able to get the most votes for a council member ever in the history of Miami-Dade. And I said, how did this happen? It was because I was knocking door by door, talking to people. When you talk to your people, I was having maybe 10 ideas to improve, within my community. When I talk to people, I was having 1,000 ideas because people are telling you things that you don't know. They're telling you, so it's really nice and it benefits you as a candidate to talk to people. People are telling you, hey, did you know that this happened? Or I didn't even know.
Yeah.
You start talking to people, you know the problems.
So a lot of people are scared to talk to their politician. No, no me hace caso, Mary, si no me tengo, hablan.
Claro, a mí no me abrían la puerta. Then after that, I started creating some tricks so they can open the door and talk to me for a minute. But no querían saber ningún político,
Yeah,
so
they
that's
cogen
the way it
miedo,
is.
cogen miedo.
Sí.
So another one of my last questions is the HOA. I know it's similar to the DDA, but a lot of people in the city of Miami are complaining about the HOA, that how expensive it is.
You know what? Not for nothing, but I'm a champion of the HOA.
I mean, it's recorded.
Well, yes, you know what? You can ask the homeowners at Hammocks. Hammocks, I did a lot of help with Hammocks. Hammocks Association. That's the biggest condominium in the state of Florida. And the problem that they had was able to move some laws and things that are improving little by little, not fast enough, with the homeowners associations. But you know what? My first experience with a homeowners association was about 15 years ago. I used to have a condominium, a condo, and I didn't live there. One time, suddenly I became the president of that condominium. And then I started finding out all the problems. The problem is that many times, you have a bad property manager that is able to control the directors that are, that board of directors is composed by the homeowners. He's able to control. He's able to pass any contracts to them and say, you know what, sign right here. We're gonna trim the trees, $20,000, sign right here. The board of directors, without knowing anything, they just sign. And instead of costing $20,000, actually the price is $20,000, but the real cost is maybe $3,000. Someone is pocketing $17,000 just in one single contract. Imagine this multiplied by 100 contracts. Those added costs at the end, they need to be passed to the homeowners. So you know what? Your association is not $300 anymore. Now it's $500. Why? Because of these situations. But the sad thing is that sometimes you have a bad property manager and a bad board of directors that they get together and form a team. So you're putting people to defend you, and now these guys already made a team with the bad guy.
Yes.
So they start creating all these problems. So you know what? One of the things that City of Miami and every city needs to do is to put an office that helps the homeowners work with the good associations, start fighting with the bad associations, give them support and give them information. Because you know what? I have received many, since that happened in Hammocks, I started helping a lot of condominiums. And I could tell you, stories, we could talk for days. But the thing is that these homeowners, they're not informed of the laws that protect them, how to organize. Things that I tell them all the time is, you know what, get together with at least 25% of the people of your condominium, start collecting signatures, send a letter and request all the files, and start doing an audit. You're gonna find cucarachas ahí porque it's terrible what they do. So you know what, I would create an office that defends the homeowners and work with the good associations, because they're really good associations too, and start getting rid of the bad ones, because we need to get rid of the bad ones, make them lose their license because they're not doing a good job. And these problems, if they're not controlled, you could lose your own house. Because you know what? I know of a condominium that they passed an assessment of $10,000 to each one of them. They're not able to pay it, and the bank is putting a lien on each one of the houses.
Oh, wow.
So suddenly you could lose your house. Yes.
Oh wow.
It's a real story, and you know what? You find things that are, it's crazy. There was a president of a condominium that had his own son doing maintenance to the pool, one single pool, the size of the one that you have at your house, getting $100,000 a year as a salary.
Oh.
That's how crazy this is.
Oh my
so
goodness.
Things need to be controlled with the homeowners associations.
Any plans of events that you have coming up now, or?
In a couple of weeks, I'm gonna be doing something. We're still working with the date and the place. On Saturday, we're gonna be doing our first walking and knocking on doors and talking to people. I'm doing it all the time myself, but I'm gonna get together with my team. So you're gonna see me around Little Havana and La Pata and all the neighborhoods, talking to people and knowing how we can help.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for all the information, and good luck in your campaign.
Awesome. Thank you for what you do and how you inform people and, put the word outside.
Thank you.
Yeah. Crime, Miami-Dade sounds, news, business, the county, your entire city, politics, arts, and community, everything that's happening in your area. Get to know, learn, and experience your county, from the local to the federal level. Cream, the voice of Miami-Dade, your podcast you can't miss. Press play. Let's play these small Small businesses, owners, action. What affects your environment and your heart?